Hi guys, happy afternoon. We're at our home kitchen, Amanda, Willow. We're coming here today to show you something that we think is pretty simple, but it may not be simple to everybody. One of the things that a lot of people miss when they go on a carb restricted diet is bread, or when you can't have gluten. You know, you miss bread, don't you, Willow? So we have to find a substitute for those things like, hamburgers or sandwiches, breakfast sandwiches, things like that. And Willow, my little helper here, loves to cook in the kitchen, and she's going to help you. So we're going to show you two basic chaffles that are more on the savory side, and then we're going to record one down the road where we're going to do more of a sweet chaffle, like a dessert type thing. So we're going to start with just the very basics. This one is pretty much 2 ingredients and a waffle maker. So I'm going to turn you around and show you our setup. We have an egg, and we have a half a cup of mozzarella cheese and 1 waffle maker that is ready to go, and 1 waffle maker. So Willow, why don't you go ahead and crack your egg and put it in the bowl. And the other one we're going to make is called Chaffle by the Bay. So it's still savory, but it's got a little bit of different mix in it. It's pretty basic. All it takes is 1 egg. So crack your egg. And we compost our eggs, so we'll put it in the compost bowl. Why don't you grab us a paper towel right there, sweetie? So when you crack your egg in the bowl, the very next thing you do is kind of mix up your egg. So you can see, Miss Willow's got her cooking skills going here. Okay, that looks good. And then we're going to mix our cheese in. So my By the Bay chaffle has a half a cup of cheddar cheese. Willow, yours has got a half a cup of mozzarella cheese. So you just mix that in with your egg and mix it together. So now my By the Bay chaffle, Willow's is done. It's pretty much the egg and the mozzarella. That is it. Let's go ahead and get yours baking. So let's make sure it's all mixed really well. So our waffle iron is very hot.
No touch.
No touch, that's right, Willow, so be careful. Now, when you're making a chaffle, 1 egg can make 1 full-size chaffle or 2 little-size chaffles. So if you look, our full-size waffle iron maker versus our little dash is going to be making 2. But one thing we learned when we started making chaffles is always put a plate underneath your waffle maker. Because Willow, what happens sometimes when you're making chaffles?
Because you put a bit too much in and it goes
it explodes. It explodes everywhere. All right, so you open your waffle maker and you pretty much just dump this in.
And don't touch.
Don't touch. You can spread it out a little bit if you want to. Just get all that in there, spread it out. As you see, it's all spread. Then you just close it. And that one's done. It's cooking. It's ready. So let's move over to the By the Bay. Remember, I have 1 egg and a half a cup of cheddar cheese. I have 2 tablespoons of almond flour that's going in. We're going to do 1 teaspoon of garlic salt. I've got my garlic salt going in. And then we're going to do a half a teaspoon of baking powder. And I like to use the aluminum-free baking powder. I just think it tastes better. Plus, I don't need any extra aluminum. So we're going to mix this together. You want to move back into the screen, Willow? Now, we have a plate underneath our little bullet or dash, whichever one you want to call it, there. But you only want to put half of this mix in there. Now, when you're making chaffles, they're fatty, so you don't have to oil your waffle maker every single time. But we do it maybe every 5 or 6 chaffles. We'll do that. So we'll put some of this mix in here.
That looks good.
It does look good, doesn't it? It smells good. The By the Bay would make a good hamburger bun. The regular one, you can do breakfast sandwiches. Aren't they pretty fun? So you can just put, deli meat? What else might we want to put on there?
Pepperonis.
Pepperonis. Willow loves pepperoni. She also loves salami. We could put another slice of cheese if we wanted to. What else? You could even put another egg. Avocado. Avocado go really good on them. Sometimes it's nice to drizzle something on it that's a little sweet.
Do you know where Chaffles got their name?
I have no idea where the Chaffles got their name. I always thought it was just a waffle with egg and cheese. They called it a chaffle because it was a cheesy waffle.
Oh.
All right, we're going to take a peek at our regular one. If it doesn't lift up, it's probably not quite ready. When they're done, the waffle iron just lifts up.
Ah, it's exploding!
It is exploding. So this is why you put a plate under, because you can get too much and it explodes out. But also, if you lift it up just a little bit, it gets better.
Nope.
Well, even if it doesn't, then we'll just cut those edges off. But see, if you lift it, usually, how it shrinks back down. The egg shrinks down. Let's see how this is doing.
Just do one
You want to grab us another fork? Not that fork. I think. Let's see if we can pry it open just a little bit. Aha!
Oh, it looks burnt on this.
Well, sometimes the cheese looks that way, but also it makes kind of just a good bun. So let's get a plate. It does smell good, doesn't it? I'm gonna shut that down.
It's still hot. Do not touch.
It's still hot. Do not touch. That's right. What do you want to put on that chocolate to taste? Do you want to put your salami on it?
Syrup.
You want to put some syrup? Then go get one of our sugar-free syrups to put on it. All right, this By the Bay one, it did explode. It got a little messy, but that's okay. It's still going to taste amazing. And it is almost done. So I'm going to make 2 of the By the Bay ones, and I'm probably going to put a hamburger on it later with maybe some pickles and some mustard and some tomato and some lettuce between 2 of these puppies. Yumminess.
You know what else goes good on this?
What else goes good on this?
Sugar-free chocolate chips.
Sugar-free chocolate chips goes good on a chaffle. All right.
It's a healthier version of a waffle.
A healthier version of a waffle. Yes, it is. So do you want to taste this?
Yeah, with my syrup.
Yeah, let's cut it a little bit and let you taste it.
Crunchy.
The cheese gets a little crunchy, but if you're using it as a sandwich thing, that's good because you want it to be something that you can hold.
It's still a bit hot.
Still about hot, yeah. So here's our little chaffle pieces. I'm going to put, here's some syrup there on the plate. You can dip it.
Okay.
Okay, dip it. You going to dip it in the syrup? Thought you wanted
I'm
syrup.
trying
Are you trying without first?
That's cheesy.
Cheesy? How's it with the syrup? Let's try that.
Okay.
That's good. Mm-hmm. I think so. All right, let's check this By the Bay one.
Oh, that looks good.
It does. Now this one, Willow, is going to be, you know what I thought would also go good with By the Bay?
What?
Is fish.
I don't
Because
like
it kind of
fish.
tastes like, I know you don't like fish, but other people do like fish. It's kind of like garlic bread. When you go to, when we go on vacation and mom and dad are eating fish and there's some garlic bread that sometimes your brother eats. Kind of like that.
Bubba's not really healthy.
He has his moments. He's a teenager. He struggles.
Yeah.
The struggle is real when you're a teenager.
Have it?
Well, let's try. No, it's not going to be sweet. Remember, this one is more savory. So the plain one you can use is plain bread, or you can use as sweet. But this one
What does savory mean?
means like tasty. Careful, it's hot. Yeah, tastes like those Red Lobster rolls to me that I used to eat before I was healthy.
Garlic bread.
Garlic bread. So there you go. A garlic bread chaffle and a plain chaffle that you can mix and match and make them do whatever you want to. So just because you're eating healthier, just because you need more protein and no grain, doesn't mean you can't have yumminess. Because the 9-year-old's going back for more. All right, guys. Until next week, until next time when we do our sweet ones, stay healthy.